Now, for those of you who have Asperger's and have a social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, and you speak your mind freely like I do, without thinking about what you say, you'll end up oftentimes violating the terms of service, which I do on a constant basis. I find myself in Facebook prison no matter what I say. And I can come off aggressive, I have a temper, I can say things, and what I really don't like is the fact that Facebook doesn't let you speak your mind or say what you want to say without censorship. And cancel culture has made it to where we can't say what we want. We live in such sensitive times that nobody can speak without somebody throwing a hissy fit. And I really, really do not like that about this generation. 10 years ago, the world was a different place. It wasn't like this. There's nothing but a bunch of whiny, emo, pussy, sissy girls. And these are guys that are acting like this too. Not just women. But this generation is so goddamn fucking soft. How could they be so soft? No backbone. No balls. I mean, seriously. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I mean, I'm pushing 40, 37, going on 38 here. And my views from 10 years ago were a lot different. My goal back then was to get laid, get married, have a girlfriend, because I didn't have a girlfriend. And 10 years ago is when, I got my first girlfriend. She was 19. I was 28. And we were only together for a month. And we met in college. And I had just retired from college after doing 8 years off and on. And I had just come back. And I stayed for another couple more years. Took a break for 2 years and came back. Then I met her. Her name was Catherine. And her father was a police officer. And she wanted me to knock her up because her dad was a cop and that she wanted to move out of her dad's house. She said the only way to do it is if I knocked her up. And of course I didn't do it. I thought about doing it for a second, but the relationship was just so childlike. I mean, for being 28 years old, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I was immature. It felt like I was in high school. And when she broke up with me because I wouldn't knock her up, that really broke my heart a lot. And I resorted to drinking. And then I met my second girlfriend a few months later, and I was very madly in love. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I went on social media to complain, talk about my feelings. And I've noticed the difference now. There's just so much censorship out there. Cancel culture has made it to where nobody can speak, as I've said. I mean, you can't take a shit anywhere without somebody noticing. With Black Lives Matter, woke movement, women's movement, George Floyd, COVID, and all this shit, and the war in Ukraine, it's really fucking bringing this world down. And people need to rise back up. Instead of fucking helping out these foreign countries, we need to help out our own country. Mr. Biden, why aren't you helping your own people out? Why do you go helping out foreign countries who don't need your help? You need to help your own fucking people before you help other countries out, asshole. It really makes me mad the way our country's headed. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan either. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck the whole presidency altogether. Fuck the White House for that matter. We need a new leadership. We need to let the people, not the ones who are followers, but the ones who are leaders and know what's right, lead this country. And lead us in the proper movement. And not let cancel culture and censorship and media rule the world. Because if we keep on in this direction, I guarantee you this, 10 years from now, all this shit you see here won't be around. We'll be stuck in a barren fucking wasteland desert, scavenging for food because of some nuclear attack or something. Because the way the world's headed, that's what's going to happen. Might even be sooner than that. You ever watched apocalyptic movies like Mad Max or Terminator? That's what's going to happen in the world. All this bullshit that you guys love, it's coming to an end. It's not going to last. And you guys have been warned time and again by the media and others. And you guys need to prepare yourselves. Start buying survival stuff. Start packing up. Start buying tents. Start buying boats. Start buying guns. Start buying ammunition, clothes, survival food that you buy from the sporting goods store, and stuff that you put when you go camping, because you're going to need it. I mean, there might not even be any heat to keep you warm, so I suggest fleece and any kind of fucking warm material that you can get your hands on, leather, anything, pleather, you name it. And you talk about stuff like this on Facebook, they want to censor you. I've been in Facebook prison for saying, I'll give you an example. I was taking a lift this one time with my mother who's disabled. I was taking her to an appointment, and I was removing her from the wheelchair into the lift car. The lift driver, this fucking Mexican guy, who doesn't even speak English, one word of English, he's not helping me out with moving her, he's just sitting there. And I put her in the car, I'm about to get in, he drives off as I'm moving the wheelchair, and I end up running after him on foot thinking he's trying to kidnap my mother. And I was armed that day too. I had knives, pepper spray. Good thing I didn't have anything else, because I'd have used it on this guy, because he really pissed me off. He stopped in the middle of the street after I stopped him because I stood in the way. I was like, hey, you're not about to kidnap my mother. So I put 2 destinations in and 2 stops. And he drops us off and he drives off, even though I paid for that second destination. This fucking wetback piece of shit. God. So I wrote about it on Facebook. I didn't use the term wetback, but I said I'd send the guy to burrito hell if he ever did that shit again. And Facebook said I'm not allowed to make threats. And that's how I personally communicate. I speak what's on my mind, and I know it's going to get me in trouble one day, but I don't give a fuck. I say what I want, and I'll get my point across one way or the other. I mean, other people do bad things to get their point across. I'm just saying stuff on social media since I can't say anything on Facebook without somebody having a hissy fit. I was in Facebook prison for a month because of that. And I've had several violations because of Lyft drivers and me not getting along with them. And then I got recently robbed by this tweaker girl that I kind of had feelings for. She gave me a fake $50 bill. And I wrote about it, and I said that these people anger me so much that I'd like to kidnap them and starve them in a garage somewhere. And Facebook said I made threats of terrorism, and they banned me again. I've been banned probably a good 1,000 times at least. And then before that, I posted up a picture of me not masturbating, but after I came, I posted a picture of the cum, and they said that nudity and sexual objects aren't allowed on Facebook. And if you look at my Facebook, you can tell I've violated every rule there is on there, because I've been on there since before any of those rules came into place. Facebook was better before it went commercial, before they fucking got all that Farmville shit and all that other shit. Zuckerberg sold that fucking company out by fucking going public. I mean, fuck. All those rules that they have on there are fucking hideous. They're inhumane. They need to go back to letting people say what they want to say, because that's how you get the enemy. For instance, somebody says they're going to start a mass shooting on there. Boom! You got them. They've said it. You got them dead in their tracks. They've said it. Now you can go after them. Now the way Facebook's policy is, the way they ban people, you say something like that, or somebody says that, if you were to say that, or I were to say that, they'll suspend your account. That's what's going to happen. Whereas in normal situations, they'd call the police, and the police would come to you. But no, instead, Facebook will just suspend your account for a month. It's a slap on the wrist, essentially, but the way they're operated, it's like a typical website. It's not like how it used to be. It needs to go back to how it was, where there's no rules and you say what you want to say. Some piece of shit posts child porn on there, or any terrorist threat, legit terrorist threat, where they say they're going to do something to somebody or a group of people, then boom, you got them. It's that simple. Don't censor the pictures, don't censor nothing. Let Facebook be open forum to all, everybody, including people in prison too. Let them say what they want to say. Don't censor people. Because when you start censoring people, that's why we got wars in this country. That's why people get pissed off. You guys need to do what's right. Let the people speak. Let the people have their freedom. First Amendment, freedom of speech. Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. And everyone's got those rights. Now, if you go out and you violate, you go and you kill a bunch of people, then yeah, you've lost that right. You're going behind bars. You'll never get out. It's as simple as that. But if you're just talking on here, and you're trying to get your point across, like I am, speaking out against these groups, by all means you should have that right to it. More than likely, YouTube's probably going to censor this video, but I'm going to try anyways. And yeah, I hope you guys speak your mind no matter what. You should always write down your thoughts on paper. And if you have to read it and post it on your wall or read it on Facebook Live or Instagram Live or whatever, you should do it. You should never feel the need to shut up, because social media, the message they're displaying to everybody, conveying is, don't speak your mind. Don't be free. Keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing at all. There's people with bad depression like me. You try to shut me up from speaking, God knows what could happen. I could hurt myself. I got bad depression. I got a right to speak. You can't censor somebody from speaking and venting out. Everyone's got a right to vent. You cannot tell people they cannot vent. Whether they use foul language, whether they say sexual things, whether they say whatever they say. I don't care. People have a right to speak their mind. And that's a problem with this country, and that's a problem with social media and this whole shit that's going on right now. You need to let people speak. You cannot shut people up. It's not right. It's wrong.